I've been using the Logitech G19S as my gaming keyboard for about the last 10 years. It's served me well, but it started to play up. First, the WASD keys wore out, but I wasn't going to change my keyboard just because of that. I don't know about you, but changing gaming keyboard I know is going to be a nightmare. It's going to be a month before I can play my games properly again. In the end, the two things that forced me to upgrade was 1, the computer wouldn't always start up with the keyboard plugged in, and 2, sometimes the keyboard would just randomly stop responding, causing me to die in Path of Exile. After spending a week or two scouring the internet for reviews, I settled on the Logitech G915. And I've got to say, on the whole, this is a great keyboard. It has Lightspeed wireless, and I've used some keyboards in the past that were wireless that had some lag issues, especially when playing games. This keyboard has absolutely zero lag that I could detect. It can also connect via Bluetooth to devices like iPads, which is still faster than me using the iPad to type, but there is some input lag. The killer feature is the gaming mode. This disables certain keys on the keyboard, such as the Windows key. And this is customizable, so you can also disable the tab key, preventing the Steam community screen from popping up and killing you, which has happened so many times. The keyboard also sports an aluminium finish, which looks absolutely great. It feels so much higher quality than the G19S. The battery life also impressed me, lasting over a week with some pretty heavy gaming sessions in there. And recharging the battery is very simple, we just plug in the USB cable that comes in the box. And before we talk about the other content in the box, let's talk about the rest of the features. Just like the G19S, it has media keys. They work, what can I say? It also has 5 fully programmable macro keys, with 3 memory slots giving you a total of 15 possible combinations. I don't really use these keys, but they are there. And the keyboard's lights can be fully programmed via the G-Tech hub. Speaking of which, this software is not the most intuitive, but once you get the hang of it, it's fairly easy. You can actually set up light profiles per game, and the profiles automatically switch when the game is first loaded. And if you don't want to program it, you can use some of the built-ins, some of which are just novelty, but still impressive looking. You can also program your own animations, but this looked far too much like hard work. Okay, so that's the end of the good. Before we talk about the bad, what comes in the box? Well, we get the keyboard, a micro USB cable, which is bizarre, a USB extension thingy that can also be used to plug the dongle into the cable that charges the keyboard, and I think there was some leaflet that gave me the address for the site to download the software. Now I should note, as I'm talking about the cable, that the keyboard can run fully wired using the USB cable, and it does work while charging. Okay, the negative points of this keyboard. 1, it's pretty expensive, coming in at £145 British pounds sterling. Now what is almost unforgivable at this price point is that the keyboard doesn't have a numlock indicator. It has caps lock but not numlock, and that is so annoying. You would have thought at that price point they could have afforded to put in an extra LED. Now had I known that before I bought the keyboard, would it have changed my mind in buying? I've got to say it probably would. I just don't understand how you forget a numlock indicator. And I spent so long trying to split a stack of something just to find out that numlock's been off the whole time, and I've been wasting my time. So I've been using the keyboard for around 3 weeks to a month, I think. And I've got to say that for typing, this keyboard is just far superior to the previous one. The keys just feel good when you're typing, and on top of that, the ride of the keys is fairly low, so you're not spending all your time pushing a key down, you can move on to the next one. What else can I add before we get to the conclusion? Oh, it does have 2 different levels of adjustable feet, which is nice. And the keyboard has a very low profile, making it really easy to type, and you don't need an armrest. Or at least I don't. So, if I was to score this keyboard out of 10, what would it get? I think it would get an 8. Maybe an 8.5. And now for the all-important question. Would I recommend this keyboard? And the answer is yes. I am so glad I didn't know it didn't have a numlock key before I bought it, otherwise I wouldn't have done it and I'd have missed out. This keyboard is great. If you want to see the specifications or anything else on this keyboard, I have an affiliate link in the descriptions below. If you do get this keyboard, then there is a power switch on the back. Don't do what I did and just sit there tapping the keys for a while thinking, what am I doing wrong? Now this isn't my normal type of video. If you have enjoyed it, then please let me know in the comments below, and you can also hit that like button. And with that, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you next time.